Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ITS381PM, the project management course. This is the first video of the semester, and I'm sorry I don't have the full syllabus up yet, or Lalima, but I thought I'd just post this video up so you can get started, and I can tell you how the class is going to be, how it's going to work and everything. So let me share my screen. And so here's see how this is going to work. Click simple. Here we go. Okay. So about the course, this course is intended to prepare you with the project management knowledge for passing the professional management, the project management professional exam by PMI. That's the Project Management Institute. If you click on this link here, I think you go here, and so you can look at this, join this, and they'll sort of explain a lot more the benefit of it. And a lot of people have this certificate. I have a lot of I've got relatives in IT, and they all think this is a very valuable certificate. So the textbook that we're going to use is this one called Head First PMP, a brain-friendly guide. It's available on Amazon, and it looks like this. And you can get the Kindle version, or you can get the I've got both. I've got the paperback version and the Kindle version. And the Kindle version looks like this. I'll open this up in a moment, see how long this takes to open up. It's not quite as convenient as the paperback version, if you're used to paperback versions, but navigation isn't perfect, but the search feature is nice, and you'll see by the way I've structured the assignments, it can come in handy. All right, so that's going to be the textbook, and it's not the case where you are entering your answers in the textbook or anything like that. So however you can acquire the textbook, I suppose you could even share, then that's fine. There's going to be another there's another important reference for the assignments, and that's going to be this PMP examination content outline. If you go here, there's a link to it, and it's just 20 pages, and it's sort of a new way. It's sort of a commitment by PMI on what the content of the exam is going to be. And they've come up with a way of categorizing domains. There's going to be a people domain, process domain questions, and business environment questions. And this is going to be the percentage breakdown, and we'll go over this a little bit. And then the project PMI has a publication called the Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge, and that is also available on Amazon, and that looks like this. You can buy this from Amazon, or if you sign up and join the Project Management Institute, you can download this thing for free. I didn't really need to buy it on Amazon because I joined the Project Management Institute, and so I actually have a PDF version, and it's interesting. The PDF version has got it's got your name all over it. So, and it disappeared. Is it here? Oh. Anyway, so let's see down at the bottom. It says it is licensed to me and everything. But it's the reason it's the see, we're in a transition period now, and that is we're going from the 6th edition to the 7th edition. The 7th edition is pretty new. Well, it's 2021, but they kind of recategorized everything. And the reason they did that is because they started incorporating Agile as a design methodology for managing projects. And because so many companies are using Agile now, or hybrid methods, and so they've come up with a new way of sort of categorizing all of the things that a project manager should know. Okay, so we're kind of straddling between the two, and the textbook is organized more by how they PMI organized the domains or the processes in the 6th edition, and but they're transitioning to the 7th edition, and we'll sort of see that. So so I put this here as a reference because it costs about as much as the textbook. But this guide to the project management body of knowledge, I'm not sure it would be worth buying because it doesn't really have everything in it. Okay, it has lots of stuff in it, but there is stuff on the exam that's not covered at all in this this PMBOK, the project management body of knowledge. All right, so I will be I'll be recording a video once a week, a lecture once a week at least. I'm going to have up the syllabus real soon. I may have to make a calendar and everything and put all the normal stuff that's on a syllabus that we have to have on there. The best way to get a hold of me is texting me. First time you text me, tell me who you are, and that, or email. I respond or I check both many times a day. So the way this class is going to be organized is if you buy the textbook, this textbook here. How can I get to the beginning? Here it is, cover page. Starts. Oh, this is not the one I was. Where is my textbook? It is this one. Okay, so this book has like 16 chapters. And if you go all the way up to the top, let's look at the authors. This is the table of contents. And the first, it's kind of a thick book, and there's a lot of different kinds of dialogue, and you kind of have to get used to it. It is a book that you can scan, and you'll pretty quickly you'll be able to see stuff that you can skip if you want to. But the first is chapter is why get certified. It tells you all the good stuff for being certified, but it also goes and explains the difference between portfolios and programs and projects, and it explains what a project is and what it is not, and what makes a great manager, project manager, and leadership and teams and all that. And then at the end of the first chapter, there's some exam questions, So at the end of every chapter, there's an exam, a test exam, but this book gives you all the answers. Okay, so there's exam questions. Which of the following is not a type of project management office? And so there are different types of project management office, and what you and it gives you the answer. Let's see, that would be here B. Now, so the the idea is you're supposed to read the chapter, and then you come and you take you do these exam questions, and you try really, and you don't look at the answers. You try really hard to just answer the questions without even looking in the chapter itself, because as you know, the actual the actual exam is it's closed book, so it's all multiple choice and it's all closed book. So really, you should practice at some time. You should practice taking these practice exams without referencing the book. But in the beginning, we're learning, and whatever the best way is that you learn is the way that you should work to learn this stuff. And so there's exam questions, and there's anywhere between 10 and 25 exam questions at the end of each chapter. And we're going to be going through chapters 1 through 15, and then chapter 16 is one great practice exam. So and I won't be having you do anything with that practice exam. Okay, let's go back to the table of contents. Let's see, let's go back to this. All right, so the textbook is organized where first at chapter 1 defines, introduction, says what's good about having your certification, portfolios, programs, and projects. There's a different lifestyle types, whether it's it's the traditional type, or agile. There's the characteristics of a project manager, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. How do I go back this way? So okay, then chapter 2 talks about organizational structures, which is whether your company is functionally organized, or a matrix, or project organized. And then because you have to learn about that, and then the next 10 chapters cover these 10 knowledge areas. And these are the 10 knowledge areas right here. There's integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resources, communications, risk, procurement, and stakeholders. You see, what they've done is they've come up with 49 different processes that a project manager has to know. Okay, and these processes are divided up into 10 knowledge areas. These processes are also divided up into 5 process groups. These process groups are the phases of a project. Okay, and that's what this is down here. There's you initiate the project, then you plan everything, and then you execute, and you monitor, and you execute, you monitor. This is kind of a loop here. So you're either doing this, and then in the end you close out the project. A project is temporary. A project always has a beginning and an end. and it produces something. Okay, then there's a chapter on professional responsibility and the attitude of the project manager characteristics of a project manager. And then there's this chapter 15, and chapter 15, it takes into account in 2021, they is when they came up with this new way of organizing the project management body of knowledge. That's what PMBOK stands for, project management body of knowledge. And so now it looks more like this. There are down here where it was the standard for project management, that's kind of put in the beginning. And there's like, we talk about it's a system for delivering value. And these are the project management principles here. These are the principles of project management. So it's kind of different than this. And then the guide to project, the guide to the project management body of knowledge in the 6th edition and in previous editions, they were organized by knowledge areas. Now they're organized by project performance domains. These are different domains that have to be managed. There's the stakeholders domain, there's the team domain, there's development approach and lifecycle domain, planning domain, project work, getting the work done, the delivery, and these all, you can do a good job or a bad job, and that's what this is all about. It's how well are you performing in each of these domains, measuring and uncertainty, how well are you handling that. And then there's this tailoring phase which has to be done. You have to take all these things and tailor it to the specific project, and that considers the personalities of the people that are working on it and all that kind of stuff. And then it's a selection of the models and the methods and the artifacts, which are, graphs or however you're going to measure things that you're going to use to measure or the output. Okay, so we're kind of in this transition period, and the textbook does address these things, some of these things, but really the textbook is organized in the 6th edition way, but it doesn't matter because it's just how they chose to organize the body of knowledge. The content is still this textbook contains all the content. It contains all the agile and the traditional waterfall life cycle, all that. So we don't have to worry about that. But we're gonna learn about it, thinking about it as in terms of these different knowledge areas, and not so much as these performance domains. Now, this what they did recently is they came out with this promise on the exam content, and 42% of it are going to be people type questions, 50% of it are going to be process type questions, and only 8% is going to be about business environments. And in each of these domains, these are also called domains, have tasks, have a certain number of tasks, and each thing that you're doing is going to be in one of these domains, and it's going to be one of these tasks. And the tasks are what you're going to be doing, and enablers are the things that you're going to be using to do the tasks. All right, so if we go to let's see, let's go to, yes, take out of here for a moment. That exam content outline thing is nice, and you can go download this. But it talks about doing this in chapter 15. If we go to chapter 15, let's see. 7, quality management, project resource management. Communications management, project risk management is chapter 11. Chapter 12 is procurement management, stakeholder management, 13. 14, professional responsibility, 15. Okay, this is the last minute. This is the chapter I'm talking about. And so it talks about the 3 different domains. If you click, if we go to this chapter, by now we know the knowledge areas: integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communications, risk, procurement, stakeholder. And these down here are the processes. These are the 49 processes. I think that's what the number is. Yeah, the 49 processes, these ones down here. And what in this chapter, the exercise is to take each process and put it in its proper category. And inside the category, put it in the order in which you would be doing them according to that, according to this here. Initiating, it's either going to be in the initiating phase or the planning phase or the executing and monitoring phase, loop, or closing. Anyway, so that's what this is. And this is the crossword puzzle where you're supposed to, figure out all of the different processes. There's 49 processes and where they go, okay? Where they go here. And then here's another exercise that you can do. And exercises for yourself. And then, okay, then it tells you to download this ECO, this examination content outline, which is this thing, which is this thing. And this is what talks about the people, the process, and the business environment, and each of these domains. The people domain, this is how many percentage of items on the test, and each task has enablers. And so for domain 1, which is people domain, these are the different tasks that you're doing when you're dealing with people, okay? And these are the ways that you're doing the thing, like leading a team. Well, you're doing either this or you're doing that, you're doing this, and so on. And so these are for people. And for processes, you're doing stuff like you're engaging the stakeholders, you're assessing and managing risk. These are the things that you're doing, process things that you do. And you're doing one of 17. And then this is the process things having to do with the business environment. And these are the enablers, these are the tasks. Okay, so that just came along. And okay, so in chapter 15, there are questions, people domain questions, process domain questions, and business environment domain questions. There aren't too many of them, but at the bottom of each page, it's kind of funny with this electronic copy, but they say, pick a question and then write down which task from the ECO that you think it belongs to. So like, here we're in, this is the people domain still. Number 13 is in the people domain. And read this and then say what task in the people domain you think that this involves. Okay. And so that's just, reading it and fitting it into one of these categories here, whatever those categories, in fitting it into one of these categories. And in this, that is the one thing that this book does not give you the answer to. So I'm asking you to do that for every question. For every one of these questions, there aren't a lot of them. and just, you know, your best guess. Here, this gives the answers to all of the earlier parts. So this categorizes all of these processes. These are the 49 processes that we learn about, and that we're tested on, and the order is the order in which you're doing things, according to this list here. And this is the crossword puzzle, and this is the answer. These are the answers to the. Oh, you should go through these exercises too. And these are the answers to the to the people domain questions, process domain questions, and the business enterprise. Okay, so that's the so I'm talking so for grading, we talk about grading now. There's going to be 3 types of assessment questions. The first one is for the exam, the multiple choice exams in the back of each chapter. Find where, wait, does 15 have one? I didn't. I'm sure 15 did. No, 15. Okay. I think that this should only go up to 14. Yes, it does. It only goes up to 14. And there's 234 questions. And so for each one, find where in the chapter, the answer is. And so there's those. And then there's there's 42 questions in that test exam in chapter 15. For each in chapter 15. For each practice exam question, identify the task from the domain from those listed in the ECO. Okay, so this thing asks you to do 1 per section for a total of 3, and I'm asking you to try to categorize each one. Okay, so try to categorize each one of these into a task, into which task. And then I'm going to give you a practice PMP exam, okay, where you don't know the answers, okay, but it'll be open book. Everything will be open book in this class. Keep in mind that in the real PMP exam, it's not going to be open book, but in this class, you know, I want you to learn, and you might end up getting a good grade in this class, and then you go take the PMP exam and you bomb it or whatever. But that'll be, at least you'll have all the information, and all you have to do is study. Okay. So you'll have lots of examples of questions to answer, and you'll be able to pretty much get the answers to all the questions. It's just a matter of some of them might be a little bit more difficult. For these, you're going to have to actually find in the chapter, and I gave you the answer to the first 5. Okay, so if we look at let's find this. If we go back to the chapter 1, or let's go back to, so scroll, there must be a faster way to scroll. I gotta figure out how that is. Anyway, so let's go to the the first exam questions. So the first one is, which of the following is not a type of project management office? And let's see, I have the answers around here someplace. Let me see if I. Okay, here. So these are the answers that I came up with, and so the project management offices help you do a good job every time. Okay, so that happens to be the title of the section. Oh, this is it right here. So that's the value of this table of contents, and the value of the search here is you can actually search for these words, and you can see, you can probably find them. But so if you go to this this one, you see that project management offices, there are 3 different kinds of project management offices. There's supportive, there's controlling, and there's directive. Okay, so if we go back to the exam question, which is here, if we ask which one is not a type, well, we saw supportive, controlling, and directive were types. So the answer must be value driven, because it's which one is not. And so that's the answer. So this is the title. This is the title of the section, this whole big long title here. That's kind of stupid. Okay, so the next question is, which of the following is not a distinguishing characteristic of a project? Temporary, strategic, specific result, progressively elaborated. What the heck is that? Well, it's there's a section here on, now presumably you would have gone through the chapter already, so you go, oh, that's back in what a project is and what a project is not. Okay, so a project is temporary, creating a unique result, and progressively elaborated, whatever that means. And a project is not where is a project is not? I just missed it. Oh, right up here. I didn't see it. Project is not always strategic or critical. It's not ongoing. Okay, so these were the choices: temporary, creating unique result, progressively elaborated, and strategic. And it says here the project is not. So let's go back to the exam question. And so the answer, I would say the answer is what a project is. Is that what I had here? Yes. You can also, you could also have it be this section too. So anyway, that's how you do this one. There was well, anyway, I'll let you. There was one that was kind of hard. Which one was it? And I didn't find it in here. This one, talking about constraints, we don't really talk about constraints until later chapters, but I did find it in There Are No Dumb Questions. Project constraints just mean restrictions, time, and cost. Okay, where's that? There are no dumb. Well, anyway, you do project constraints mean, okay, so I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna search for constraints. And early on, the trouble, the pages are different. Oh, I know. Another problem is, see, page 92 is, it's hard to tell what business value. Okay, this is, oh, this is still chapter 1. So let's find, there are no, it was, I had it as, there are no dumb questions. Oh, here. Oh, do project constraints just mean restrictions in time and cost? And it says, no, a project constraint is any limitation in this. So if you read this, then you're able to figure out what the answer is to that question. So anyway, okay, and if you've taken a class from me before, you know that I don't really, you know, everything is due at the end, and I'm gonna set it up in La Lima for you to enter your answers in. So so in a sense, it should be partially auto graded. Okay, so so that means that that I don't really have extra credit, because you can just always go back and, you know, fix your answers, fix your wrong answers. So we'll see about the practice PMP exam. So this will be sort of like a final. I'll probably have it for you a couple weeks before the end of the semester, and then that'll be available. That'll be available to you. All right. So if you have any questions, just email me or text me, and you'll be hearing from me in the next couple of days. So thanks for watching.